Welcome to episode 16 of Trending Niches. This week we're sort of moving into the last bit of Halloween trends, and don't worry, I'm not just showing you Halloween shirts this week. I did also find some other trends, but it is probably the last sort of 7 to 10 days now of Halloween sales, and then we'll see things drop off and new trends emerge, hopefully. So let's get started with the first niches on merch by Amazon. And niche number one I've got for you is Red Ribbon Week. This one is not Halloween related. It was really hard to find any trends that are not Halloween, but I did find some. So Red Ribbon Week is from, if I just double check, is from the 23rd of October until the 31st of October, and has to do with drug prevention or drug awareness. A lot of these designs obviously in red, as the name indicates. Red t-shirts, or if they are in black, then there's red graphics used. One thing I definitely noticed is that there is a few designs aimed at kids, like we've got the say no to drugs, say yes to unicorns, or no to drugs, yes to learning. And I'm guessing if you use the word drugs in your listing and you enable the kid sizing, you'll probably get a rejection. So definitely be careful with that one. But that phrase isn't the only thing you can do for Red Ribbon Week. As we can see, tons of them are doing extremely well, even though Red Ribbon Week hasn't started yet. So definitely one worth considering and worth entering. And most of these shirts are actually red in the thumbnail, so having a black one almost is a benefit. You almost stand out a little bit. So yeah, do some of your own research, find some sub niches or maybe some cross niche opportunities that haven't been utilized yet. A lot of them, like a lot of unicorn ones, are already there. Maybe think of some different animals or topics. Yeah, fun one. Not Halloween, so not as many people will go after this because everyone is distracted by the Halloween trend. So I hope this might help you get some sales if you're in the lower tiers. One thing I definitely noticed while doing my research is that a lot of Thanksgiving designs are starting to move into the top sellers. And this is obviously really good because Thanksgiving is still over a month away. It's on the 24th of November. The good thing is if you're in a tier where you have quite a few free slots, if you're in a bit of a higher tier on Merch by Amazon, then you can start coming up with creative ideas now and uploading them early ahead of the peak trend to try and pick up some sales. And if you have access to ads, then start running some ads early as well. If you are in like tier 10, tier 25 and you're trying to get sales right now, then I would recommend still sticking to Halloween and to a trend like Red Ribbon Week. That's literally happening at this point in time. So Thanksgiving, I know it's a big niche and you're going to have to niche down. And I did actually make a video recently to help you out with that, where I show you 5 different Thanksgiving t-shirt design ideas that you can also often cross niche with different topics, and that way target a more specific audience. If you're in the lower tiers, this is not something worth looking into just yet, but we're definitely going to see this trending extremely well in a few weeks down the line. So it is a up and coming trend that's not to be ignored. Niche number 3 that I noticed being represented a lot among the top sellers is the fire niche or the fire costume. This is a Halloween sub niche. People dress up as fire and ice. I did discuss the fact that ice is trademarked and I wouldn't really sell that, but fire seems to be selling better anyway for some reason. So I know this will be a very dense niche, a very competitive niche, but if we look at the top best sellers right here, they all have 0 reviews. So it's not like it's impossible to get sales with new designs. There is definitely a chance, and I would also say try and be a bit creative. I know you're limited here to fire graphics, but you could write out the word fire multiple times over the shirt rather than just once at the top. You could maybe make the entire shirt just flames and then write fire in black letters over the top of the flames. Just try and stand out in different ways. You could also make an orange shirt, just make the orange one available and make sure that the letters or the words of fire actually still stand out on the orange. So there's different variations you can try. And this is for tier 10 sellers if you're trying to get like a quick few sales. Price it as low as possible. Try and make the design more creative or unique to the best sellers. And you might still pick up some sales because Halloween is still trending, and fire seems to be a big trend. All of these designs right here with the let's get sauced, I'm extra spicy, that sort of stuff. I think that probably is a label, like a food packaging label. I don't know it myself, but just looking at these designs, I'm pretty sure a lot of people watching will know what that's from. Definitely wouldn't copy that. It looks dangerous, but generally just fire with flame graphics should be fine. And lastly, because I couldn't find another new sub-niche of Halloween to recommend, I just wanted to point out a few designs that are relatively new on Merch by Amazon, that are doing well and that are creative, just to give you inspiration. Here we've got a collection of a few of those. We've got these gaming controllers which are dressed up as ghosts, zombies, mummies, pumpkins, that sort of stuff, which we've seen that design style before with, for example, the dabbing characters that are dressed up like that. And this person's been very smart, crossed that design idea with gaming, and obviously you could do that with other topics as well. 37 days ago this design was uploaded and it's doing really well. It's got a 170,000 BSR, which is not the top sellers, but it will still be getting quite a few sales every day. Next up, we've got one that's only 29 days old. It says, due to inflation, this is my Halloween costume, Thanksgiving shirt, and ugly Christmas sweater, which is a cool idea, I thought, because the first bit of this shirt we've seen quite a few times, or I've seen that quite a few times, selling due to inflation, this is my Halloween costume. But this person's gone a step further and crossed it with all of the other popular holidays coming up as well, which means it's not going to just do well for Halloween, but for the other holidays as well, potentially. So definitely a great idea there. By the way, if you're wondering how I found these, you can find them in PODCS in the Seller Trends tab. If you have access to PODCS, then that's definitely worth checking out to see newly posted shirts that are doing really well. And to move on, we've got this cross niching right here between cowboys and ghosts, which is already a cool idea. But they've also gone a step further and mixed it with the current trend of groovy fonts and this color scheme, which is very popular in the Halloween niche. So definitely doing well, very nice design, very good execution. And on the right side, will trade brother for candy. Once again, you can probably think of other ideas to spin that as well with different family members, or maybe change the phrase around. Fairly simple design layout, just a nice distressed font, and the shirt is doing really well. You can't see when it was posted because of my face, but it says 58 days old, so about 2 months. All of these have 0 reviews and they're doing really well. So if you're creative like these people, I'm not saying copy exactly what they've done, use their thought process or their ideas and apply it to other niches as well. Try and come up with something unique and you might still have a chance to get sales for Halloween. Now to move on to the Redbubble trends, we've got okay, but first yoga. This is a popular phrase, a trending phrase in the yoga niche, and for some reason it has seen a 7,300 point jump in popularity on the Redbubble popular tags website, which is free to use, by the way. A tutorial is linked down below if you want to learn how to use it yourself. And this one is obviously yoga related. We see lots of these silhouettes right here. People stretching. There was also an animal one right here with a cat, which was quite funny. So another cat, so you could definitely cross niche it with animals. We've got a little pug right here, which is cool. And I cannot see a lot of sunsets like this in the first few rows, so I'm guessing sunsets could work quite well. They could sort of suit this calm yoga topic. So maybe that's a design style to try out if you want to use this phrase. Some different phrases coming up right here related to yoga now. So there's about 1,000 results, but not all of these are actually the phrase that is trending. So it's definitely worth trying out and also uploading the designs to other marketplaces if you do have access to them. Next up, we've got he likes my pumpkins, she likes my broomstick, which is a pun, sort of adult humor, sub-niche of Halloween, and those can do really well. At least from my experience, puns are very well liked on t-shirts. This one I found on PODCS. It's a fairly small niche actually, 270 results. And I think even if you type in the individual phrases, it's not really that much competition. Yeah, like 280. So definitely a cool one to try and target. There's even a sticker right here along the most relevant results. So potentially people buying these on stickers as well, just because it's something funny to maybe stick on your laptop at work or something like that. And I mean, just look through this niche, look for some design inspiration. You can set them individually or together as one, but definitely a trending phrase right now and a fun one to try and target. Moving on, the next trend I've got for you is I'm a proud boss of stubborn employees. They are a bit crazy. I think even if we trim this down to proud boss, stubborn employees, yeah, there's still only 86 results, so it's crazy that that one is trending. I think I saw a few of these designs on merch by Amazon as well, but there's a lot of words in here, so there might be some potential like trademarks in it that you'd have to watch out for. So this one, very massive amount of text that's going to be hard to lay out, but it is possible. If you do like text-based designs and you like laying them out like this, this is definitely one to try and target. And if I go back to the long phrase, you can see right here the trending section. So a lot of people looking for this phrase at the moment, and it's just text-based, so not really too hard to go about designing for. The next trend I found for you was from PODCS again, and it's got very low results once again. I just want to drink wine and bake cookies. Seems to be sort of an early Christmas phrase trending because a lot of these designs have Christmas graphics attached to them. I must say I don't really like this style of design where it's a black background or a round black background. That's a bit strange. Put onto a white t-shirt, that does look a bit weird, but some of the other designs like this one do look quite decent. Really nice graphics and layout. You definitely want to make wine and cookies stand out in a sense, because that's what people like, that buy that sort of t-shirt. They like drinking wine, baking cookies, so definitely consider that if you want to enter this niche. For example, this person has made a very wonky layout and the word wine is extremely small on the design, so not really ideal. I think this is a good one to target because if you do it now, enter this niche early, you maybe get a few sales here and there. It could potentially be a design that does really well once Christmas comes closer. And one of the strangest Redbubble trends I've recently found is anatomy of a pineapple. This one confuses me a bit because it is definitely a trending phrase, but there's like literally no suitable designs here. I mean, there is these, but when you actually click on them, the stickers as the main thumbnail, you can't even read what it says because it is white text and the stickers have obviously like a white surround. Even if you use transparent, it makes it a bit easier on the bottle, but if you zoom in, it's very blurred and you literally can't read what it says. So if you wanted to know what the actual design is, you'd have to click on a different product right here, like the classic t-shirt. And this is literally the only design in this niche or in this search phrase that's trending that matches what the search term is, right? It's the anatomy of a pineapple, and it's just a funny joke with like always upside down, not a vanilla, blah blah blah. So you could make some funny jokes about the fruit, that way match this trending phrase on Redbubble and probably also get some potential sales on other platforms, because these sort of anatomy designs can do really well for animals, for fruit, for vehicles, literally anything if you just make them really funny. I've definitely sold some shirts of that style before. It takes longer to put together, I get that, but not as many people will attempt and make their own versions of these for that specific fact that it takes longer. So definitely one worth looking into, especially because there is such little competition. And if you do decide to enter this niche, then I hope you have some success. I hope you enjoyed this video and you have fun entering these trends. And if you want to learn how to triple your Q4 sales, then you need to watch this video next, because I show you how to enter evergreen niches successfully.